I Manny, what do you think about The Road by Cormac McCarthy?
Mm, I found The Road really interesting because it shows a dynamic of a father and boy relationship in an
Mm.
apocalyptic world. The father did live post-apocalyptic, so he knows like how good life was, but the child does not. And
Mm.
to further go into depth, the father, he has a lot of survival instinct. He has really no morality in this book, while the child is very innocent,
Yeah,
and he displays salutary to many strangers in the book.
yeah, and I completely agree. I think everything you said is basically around the same thing what I thought about the book. But here we're supposed to be answering a prompt, so the question I'm gonna ask you is, should this book be read by college students?
Um, Thanks for that, by the way. I think the road should be read by college students because it speaks deeply into the psychology of people in an apocalyptic world, and like the different
Mm.
personalities that stems from that. Like there are different characters, and they have different, or they also have only like one sole objective, and that's being to survive.
Yeah,
And it like utilizes various methods of literary terms or topics like symbolism, characterization, or motifs.
yeah.
Symbolism being like the revolver that they constantly carry around.
Hmm.
Characterization being like the boy and his innocence, and motifs being like carry the fire. I'll go more into depth into like the next question, but yeah. Also, our two main protagonists are like very contrasting characters, as like previously mentioned. They have
Yeah.
very contrasting personalities, and it's kind of strange how they're different because they're both together constantly, but they both
Hmm.
don't have the same personality, even though they're in an apocalyptic setting. Because the boy once again represents innocence, and the father represents violence. And even
And
wait, don't cut me off,
go
yo.
on.
Okay, my bad. But even though like it does include gruesome themes like cannibalism and death, it also brings up the topic of morality. So yeah,
Yeah, I don't think I could have said that any better. But my next question I want to ask
I know
you
you couldn't.
is, all right. The next question I want to ask you is, what is the literary merit of this text?
Thank you, thank you. Um, I think the literary merit of this book is it could be considered art because of the symbolism and imagery it does like contain. So as I previously mentioned, the revolver. There's this
Yeah.
revolver that basically determines life or death. Like in the beginning of the book, the father actually does end up killing someone, but it also
Mm.
shows protection and caution because it's their most heavy hitting weapon, and they constantly need it to survive. And there's carry
Mhm.
the fire. Although you see you don't physically see the fire. The boy is the fire. He's the future of the society that could be
Mm.
rebuilt. Um, Sorry. Mm. The Coca Cola can is also like a perfect like symbolism because it represents how like society fell and how like
Mm.
these resources that were previously like very accessible, they're scarce now, and you can rarely find it. Like the one they consumed, it could have been the last one ever. So
Yeah.
yeah, like yeah, and like I want to expand more on like on the dynamic because like the father is only like he continues to live solely due to the boy, like because he wants to keep his boy alive. That's the only reason why he's alive. Because
Yeah.
yeah, because if the boy died, then he would kill himself, and that's mentioned with like his wife previously said something about like if the boy wasn't alive, you wouldn't be here. So they heavily rely on each other, and they both need each other to survive.
Yeah. I think you put all that really well together. You explain how like death is really mentioned in this book. There's a lot of just everything about it. I think y'all said it pretty well. And do you have anything last thoughts you want to include about any of this?
Yeah, that's the wrong question, man.
So, like, why does this matter?
Okay. Oh, my bad, my bad. Sorry, I misinterpreted what you said.
It's
I
good.
think it matter. It really does matter this book because it discusses like the question of like the themes of survival, like
Yeah.
survival, resilience, and morality. There are various events in the book where morality is questioned, like Do you remember in the book when the duo found like a thief
Yeah,
and they stole his cart, the shopping cart, which the duo had all the resources in?
yeah,
There's two opinions when it came to this. The father wanted to be the judge and basically give a consequence to the thief. This consequence was to strip the guy of his clothing, the thief. But the
mm,
boy had a contrasting ideal. He wanted to show the thief morality. He didn't want to uh, give him any consequences. He just wanted the thief to go and give them back the cart, which he most likely would have been like freely to do because the thief only had a knife. They have a gun,
yeah,
and he would have most likely just went on his way and didn't fight. But the father decided to strip him of his clothing. So, and the apocalyptic setting could be a possibility in today's world, where it can kind of happen at any second because we do have nukes and stuff.
yeah,
So this could be possibly a thing that could occur in real life, but it most likely
mm,
won't. But it's just like the mindset that these individuals are in, that they're forced to do. It's it's really surreal.
yeah. And we're hitting up our 6 minute mark, and we're done.
Oh my god, that was so much talking.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was just you talking.